Good morning, book friends. This is Kat, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my new vlog for Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. This is following her prompts for the month July, August, and September. So this vlog, we're going to look at those 3 months, and I'm excited. Today is currently June 30th. July's prompt for that yearly readathon is the prompt royalty. So I can interpret this any way I want, whether it's royalty in the title, you see royalty on the cover, or the book covers royalty in any way. So this one, I'm gonna go pretty simple, and I'm gonna pick a Melanie Cellier book, and that is a Midwinter's Wedding. This is part of the Four Kingdoms series, and it is book number 3.5. So it's a short novella. It is about a 4-hour audiobook, probably less than 4 hours. So this book is about a young princess named Cordelia, and she is one of many brothers and sisters. And so she's used to being overshadowed. Her brother is getting married, and so she goes to visit him as he is planning his wedding with his bride, and she uncovers a plot or something that's going on, but she teams up with this man at court who is described to be not good looking at all. So apparently in the synopsis it calls him the ugliest man at court, so I'm assuming that might be the love interest, because this is a retelling of The Princess and the Frog, and so he's described as an amphibian. So the story kind of goes from there. So it is a short one, and I anticipate finishing this story today. Today is a no makeup kind of day because we're going swimming. So today is Monday. I'm actually about to head out to go and volunteer in the finance office at my church. I do that every Monday, and usually for about 30 minutes. And afterwards, I usually go and pick up my grandmother, and we do something special with her. Me and my siblings and cousin. Today we're going to stay at my aunt's house because my grandmother does live with my aunt, and my grandmother expressed she would like to paint, and so we're going to be painting, and then afterwards the kids are going to be in the pool and we're going to go swimming. So I think today is going to be mostly a visiting day at my aunt's house. So I'm not sure when I'll be able to check back in, but I hope to have some good B-roll for you today. So those are the plans, and I'll just take you along and we'll see what I think about this book. So real quick, here's my progress of my pumpkin plants. I'm excited. I've put them in this big old barrel thing. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but they look very happy. So I'm excited. Hopefully I can get at least 2 pumpkins by the time fall comes around. But so good morning. It is July the 1st. So I did not come in yesterday, and I apologize for that. Swimming really took a lot out of me. And when we got home, I finished up my audiobook, and we also watched the Avatar series. So we're in book 2 right now. I really do enjoy that show. So anyways, the book, let's go ahead and talk about that. So I did finish it, and yeah, this was a quick short novella. I mean, we had Cordelia, who is one of the kids, I think out of 6. I can't remember how many kids, but it's a lot of kids. And so she's used to being looked over. And at the beginning, she's very excited to go to her brother's wedding as a representative for her country. And she's hoping to find romance. So she is, used to being looked over, like outshined by her sisters. And so she's hoping that she'll find this romance in this kingdom. And so this is a good like winter read, especially since it's during the time of the kingdom's Christmas time, but they don't call it Christmas, they call it midwinter, midwinter something, celebration or something. She gets there and she realizes that there might be a plot to harm the royals, and she teams up with this general or a major, and the story ensues from there. So yeah, short, sweet, simple read, very cute. So I'll put the star rating here when I figure it out. And in this novella, you do get a setup for the next book because you follow the sister to Cordelia in the next book. The next prompt we have for Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge is the August prompt, and that is space. So space, this one, of course, I'm thinking sci-fi, I'm thinking outer space, like if there's a picture of it on the cover, but I have a book that I've been meaning to get to. It will finish a duology, and I don't want to like start a new series, so bear with me with this one. But this book I am going to put on is the Looking Glass Illusion by Sara Ella. And this is a Wonderland retelling, Alice in Wonderland retelling. And as far as space goes, I have a couple of things that I thought about that I could try to make it work. So first off, I thought of the technology in this world, the dystopian type of world that Alice is living in. And she, in the first book, goes to Wonderland, and there they have like this technology that is very futuristic, and there's a lot of things with illusion and games. And during the Wonderland games, there's one of the trials that they go through dealt with like shrinking and growing and just things disappearing. So they were in the space, but now they're out of the space, or you can't really see them anymore, but they're there. Playing around with the space around you is what I was thinking. And in this book, it looks like the chess pieces, and so they're on a board, so they stay in their space and they move to the next square, which is the next space. So that's how I'm kind of interpreting it again. And yeah, so I'm gonna listen to this next. I think it's about 11 hours. So, I mean, I don't know if I'll finish it today. I might finish it tomorrow, but I will come and give you my thoughts about it. As far as today goes, my husband's already off to mow a lawn, and I stayed here. I'm going to do some laundry. You probably hear it in the background. I'm also going to be cleaning a lot more around this house. That's kind of been neglected a little bit, so I don't really have any fun footage as of now, and the rest of the day just seems like catching up, grocery shopping, cleaning, and if anything, maybe we'll be watching the Avatar series again. But I'll try to take you along for some of the things that are interesting. So hopefully I have some good footage today. So I will come back in with more footage or letting you know what I think about the second part of this book. Okay, hello. It is about 3:30 in the afternoon, and this is a very slow moving kind of day for me. I am feeling very low energy. I'm just very tired. I feel a little like brain foggy right now. So I mean, like I can do mundane tasks pretty well, but as far as like, you know, really like being all here, I just feel very tired. If you hear noise, the dogs are in here. My husband's putting away some dishes. So I am in the living room, and the kitchen is like right off to the side. So it's kind of, the noise is very echoey. I apologize for that if it sounds loud. All right, so let me talk to you about my book. So I did get to about 20-ish%. I had a hard time getting into this book, and that's just because I forgot a lot of the things that happened. I don't remember when the last time I read the first book. I had to remind myself of all the characters and who was who. As the audiobook was going, I was refamiliarizing myself with some of the people. And once I kind of got caught up with that, it became more enjoyable for me. So that's a little tip. Don't wait too long between these two books because a lot does happen in that first book, and this book really expands from that because there's a lot of names that get uncovered, and the names are pretty similar between like two characters in particular. I'm not gonna say who they are, but like I had to remind myself who they were. So anyways, we are thrust back into this world, and it's in the middle of these Wonderland trials, and it's just a fun time. I do like how it's just very whimsical. That's the word I was looking for. Very whimsical, and I'm just curious about how this mystery is getting solved. The mystery of like the White King and like other characters, what their motives are, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. So I am hoping to get at least to 50% by this evening, and kind of tell you a little bit more. But right now, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm probably gonna like chill for a little bit. It's like over 90 degrees today, and so I'm just gonna chill with my husband, probably watch another episode of Avatar. I feel like this day has been a very chill kind of day, but he's been working on his real estate course that he's doing, and so he's nearly done with that, and then he can take his test and everything. So we'll have that, and then I do need to edit a video for next week. All right. Well, I'm going to go off and I'm just going to chill for a little bit, and then hopefully I can come back in with some more thoughts. So, all right. I'll see you soon.
Is this part?
Good morning. It is Wednesday, July the 2nd, and sorry for not popping back in. I feel like this vlog's not doing very well, but my reading has been well, just the content, B-roll hasn't been as well, so I apologize for that. This morning we got up again to do our walk, and when we came back, I did some weeding in the front. I had acquired a new plant. My mom gave me an aloe vera plant, and I'm gonna plant that in the front yard. I feel that I need to start planting things in the front bed. It's been a process over so many years. I'm kind of still figuring out what I want there, but my mom gave me the plant, so I'm gonna plant it in the front because that place gets a lot of sun. That will do nicely there. And then I have my big pot where it has my 3 little pumpkin plants growing, which there's a 3rd leaf coming in for one of them. So that's exciting to see, like the sprouts doing well. And then my poor sprouts for the cucumbers and my zinnias, they're just not doing good at all. So I wouldn't call myself a green thumb person, but I'm learning, and so trying to figure out like how to save the cucumbers and the zinnias. But I think the zinnias are gone, honestly, but the cucumbers are holding on for dear life. So we'll see. So anyway, it is almost 10 o'clock right now, but I am 50% into my book, and it is a little long for my taste. Like it's kind of dragging a little bit, but it's definitely still got the whimsical vibes, and you're still figuring out like what's going on, especially things aren't as they seem. And I'm enjoying that part, but I just feel like it's taking a while for answers to come, and that's just kind of losing my interest just a little bit. But I'm still enjoying like the world, the setting, the mysteries, and like figuring out who is who, but I just wish it kind of went by faster. So yeah, but that's all I'm gonna say. Choir is tonight, so we will be going to that, and that's basically the Wednesday. So all right, I'll catch you guys in a bit. What you see before you is a big mess that is what we're gonna undertake right now. So yep, a lot of stuff that I have accumulated, my husband and I, and those are all my journals. I journal a lot, but yeah, this is the undertaking that we are gonna do right now. So here we go. Okay, so this is basically the work that we did. It's all my husband's stuff up here for school. Still got my journals. I'm gonna work on this area throughout the week if I don't get to it today. And then over here, I mean, we have our suitcase here, and then like this is school stuff, but it's like posters, so I don't really know how to store posters well, so we just kind of rolled them up and put it back here, so that's why it looks a little messy, but it already looks better, and we got rid of a lot of things. And then here's more of my stuff. This is an old TBR game I had, my first one actually that I ever made. And then this is something I need to go through. This pile here, random Shopkin bag I got, and yep, that's basically it. And there's all my bookcase and stuff that I already went through. Looks a little messy, but I just need to tidy it. But yep, really glad with the progress being made. But it is lunchtime, so it's about 4:50 in the afternoon, and I had spent the whole day cleaning this office, and it probably doesn't look that different for you right now, but that inside closet was such a mess. We just stuffed all of our teacher stuff in the closet, and we're like, we'll deal with it later because the end of the year came really fast and we were so tired. This has probably been one of my more tired end of school years that I've had in a while, and my husband too. So everything was stuffed in there. And then in front of me, I'm sitting at my desk, but on the side, my husband had a pile of stuff there, and it was just a mess. And so we organized everything. I did finish my audiobook though. And so let's talk about this audiobook. So I did mention that it was getting a little long, and there was a lot of like riddles and they didn't seem straightforward. So it felt like it was dragging a little bit, but overall I did enjoy my time with it. I thought it was a very well made book. The plot was interesting, and if you don't mind, like, I guess a slower progression of figuring things out, I think you would enjoy this. It didn't annoy me as much as a lot of YA books do. Like I can handle this one pretty well, but I enjoyed it. Very emotional towards the end, like very heartfelt, and I think the audio was done well. I enjoyed listening to the audiobook. So, and if you like games, if you like riddles, puzzles, you know, just Alice in Wonderland in general, this is a great book to read. So overall, I'm happy that I completed a duology, and I'm curious to see what else Sara Ella has written. So the next prompt I have is the September prompt, and this is the last prompt. And this one goes with the card that I pulled for my July TBR. And so as a reminder, it is The Muses, which is from Hercules. And this is to read a book about the music and arts, or about music or the arts. And so the book that I did select for this one is The Lady with the Dark Hair by Erin Bartels. And this is a dual timeline. And this is, let's just look at the cover real quick and see how pretty that is. So this is a dual timeline, and you follow a woman and her mother in the present day who has this painting of this mysterious woman. And then in the past, I'm pretty sure that that's the woman, but it talks about an orphaned lady who is a fugitive, and she meets this famous painter, Francisco Villa, and basically she travels with him, and I think he's the one who's going to paint her. So there's this mysterious painting about this woman, and I guess it just tells the story of it. So right now we are gonna get ready to make dinner, and my sister might join us with her son. We were planning to see her today, but we've just been cleaning all day, and it just didn't happen. But she is possibly going to have dinner with us. So we're going to do that. And then I have choir tonight. So honestly, if I get to this book, great. If I can't this evening, then I'll start it tomorrow. I will talk to you guys in another clip. Good morning. It is July the 3rd, and I had to show a clip of my pumpkin sprouts. I'm just so excited about those. I didn't show you the other ones because honestly, I think they're gone. So I might have to reseed my cucumbers, but pumpkins though are doing well. Okay, so I just wanted to pop in and do an intro. And I also wanted to mention that I did happen to finish The Four Loves by C.S. Lewis. And yeah, I probably didn't retain as much as I should have, honestly, from this book. But some of the bits that I did read, I did enjoy. And so other than that, though, I probably will need to do a reread of this book at one point. But I did finish it, and I'm glad I read it. So then I am going to pick up this book today. So hopefully I will have a good update for you then. Right now I just uploaded a video for my journals because I didn't do that yesterday. I got carried away with cleaning, and that's also on the docket today, is to finish up looking through my personal curriculum for the school year. But my grandmother did call, and she did invite us to come over to my mom's house, and we're gonna have like a late breakfast. I already had breakfast, but I might just go just to have fun with them. And after that, it is a rainy day, so it's sprinkling right now. So we're supposed to have like on and off rain today. So I probably won't do a lot of things outdoors. So it'll be mostly an indoor day. And then later on, we do have Bible study tonight. So I would have to start prepping for that around 4. And then, you know, the evening, we have it from 5:30 to, I try to get done by 7, but usually people like to stay until 8, which is no big deal. But I know that kind of cuts in a little bit with the reading time. So we'll see how far I can get into this book today. I would like to finish this book by the 4th, so I could upload this video on the 5th. Might be wishful thinking, but yeah, it doesn't look too long. I will take you along as much as I can. And yeah, so, okay, I will see you guys soon. morning, book friends. It is July the 4th and happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. I am decked out. I know it's a little much. It's actually a little much that I've ever done. But I found this at Marshall's. So it's like a little cover up, like American flag one. Anyways, so I'm all decked out. My husband and I are going to a parade. It is a community one, so it's really, I don't know, it's just very nostalgic. My husband and I actually marched in our hometown's marching band, and so we have memories of us doing the parade every year in high school, and then each of my siblings has marched in the parade. Anyways, we're gonna go do that, and then hopefully when I get back, we will have, I'll have some time to update you about the book. And yeah, but the rest of the day is filled with festivities, and so I hope you enjoy today's video. So I will catch you guys in a bit. From the parade, and hopefully I had a few clips for you. It is just a community parade, so it's not really like the big flashy floats or anything like that. Let me go ahead and talk to you about this book. I really enjoyed the first chapter. It's very mysterious. You follow a woman named Vivian, but I think her real name is Viviana, but she goes by Vivian, and she is this scullery maid in this house, and she gets roped into being a muse in a painting that the lord of the house is doing, and she meets this young man, traveling merchant known as the Color Man, because he sells like dyes and colors for fabrics and stuff, and so he's roped into being a muse too. So they're recreating this painting, and so they're getting to know each other, and you're getting to know a little bit of Vivian's life, because as they are standing next to each other for hours on end, they're having this conversation about like the past and who they are and everything. So I'm enjoying that part of the history, which I always find that I do. It's usually the present day that I don't really care much for, but you follow in the second chapter in present day this woman, and her name is Esther. And Esther is at a flea market, and she is like looking at things that she could use to repurpose. I think more like for art stuff, because her mom and her own a museum. She meets a professor at this flea market, and she couldn't place him. She's trying to figure out who he is by questions she's asking. She has these little hints through their conversations until she places the person and she gets it right. And so I think that's what the author is trying to do, is just create like this person who's really good at figuring out things by critical thinking, I guess. So anyways, that's all I have right now, is that she was at the flea market, and so she's trying, she meets her professor, and she has this bit of art, and she mentioned something about her mom, and there's just a mystery with her mom in this at the end of the chapter. So I'm wondering what that's all about. So I don't really have much to say. It's like 10:30 right now, and we have this event we're going to at 1. I will see you guys soon. It is July the 5th. We had a good 4th of July. I did show you some clips about that. It became a very muggy day, a very like cloudy, humid day, and then towards the evening it rained. So I didn't film after that because we were mostly indoors at my aunt's house and, you know, just catching up with people. And then when we came home, and the intention was to see fireworks. We kind of noticed how tired we were. By 9, we were in bed. This morning I got up and decided to read more in this because I didn't get to where I wanted to be by the time this check-in came in. So I did read to page 150, which is chapter 16. So that's 151. So I wanted to give you my thoughts about it halfway through this book. So I think this is marketed as Christian fiction, but you don't see a lot of that, I guess, in the book. You do get some snippets of it, but I guess I'm waiting for that faith content, I guess, a lot more than what I feel like is being let on. But maybe it'll come later on within the book. So let's see. Let's talk about the timeline with the lady, Vivian, or Viviana. Now she's going by Veronica. And you find out a little bit more about what happened to her and her brother, why she's on the move, why she is hiding her identity. And it is a sad story. There is a lot of content warnings in this book, but it doesn't go into detail. But with her story, though, you find that she is traveling with this guy who is married, but you hear a little bit how he got married and everything. And that story is also kind of sad, but I don't know. It's like she's aspiring to become this artist. She's studying different techniques. She's traveling with this guy, and she's in Paris right now. And she talks about the struggles being a woman, having to be like chaperoned, having to not have the freedom that she wants. Doesn't matter if she's married or independent. It's just the struggles of being a woman during this time. But with all that being said, like she really wants to pursue traveling and being this artist. But it does go into a lot of detail. So if you really like art, I think you would really enjoy this book for what it is. And so in the present day, you follow Esther, and her story is interesting too because it talks about more of the art history, and so she goes more and talks about art and everything. So it's like very big on that. So it does fit this prompt that I did pull out. But she talks about her relationship with her and her mother, and it does talk more about like the mental health aspect, especially with like schizophrenia is talked about in here, and how that affected Esther growing up with her mom. And she meets the professor again, and they are, you know, really enjoying each other's company. Now, I'm not a really big fan of Esther's story, and it is a little weird to me, but I have to remind myself that Esther is older, but there might be a relationship forming between her and her old professor. There is an age gap. It's a little weird for me about how like this relationship is evolving, I guess. So there's that. If age gap is not a thing that you like, I think that is happening. At least that's what it looks like the story is going towards. And then you have the mom who is constantly like painting a self-portrait of her as her body is aging. So that's kind of weird to read too. And again, I'm not a big artist. I mean, I like to dabble in like my journals and stuff, but I guess there is a lot of talk of like the human body and depicting that. And so, you know, it's just, I guess to me, it's not really my cup of tea to read about. I had different thoughts about what this book was going to be about. So I guess you can say it's challenging me a little, but Not something that I am fully enjoying, but I am going to continue into the story. I am curious to see how things are turning out between, you know, Esther and the mom, as well as Vivian slash Viviana slash Veronica and this man she is traveling with. So that's all I have to say about the book. It's a little scatterbrained, I feel, because I'm still figuring out how I'm feeling about the book, as well as trying to get my thoughts together to summarize all the things that are happening here. So I'll take you along with me for the day, but hopefully it won't be too long before I tell you my final thoughts on this book. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, so it is a little after 4:30 right now, and I actually finished my book around 1, but we met up with my sister and her husband and my nephew, and we actually went out and did some walking at Hobby Lobby. Let's talk about this book. So, yeah, this book, I'm gonna be honest, it was not really my cup of tea towards the end. I appreciate a lot that the author did put in with like doing her research, and she does have that in the author's note, which I did enjoy reading. For me, it is just not something that I particularly enjoyed, and that's okay. It was just more detailed in like the art stuff, which was fascinating, but the storyline I found was very heavy character driven, and I don't mind character driven books. I guess I'm in the mood for more of a plot driven book. So I think that was one of the reasons why I didn't quite enjoy it as much. Also, that relationship that I mentioned earlier, that it's between a professor and his old student, and they're like 20 years apart, actually never came to fruition in that way. So it just was weird because it felt like it was building up to that, but it actually never happened. I was annoyed with the male main character in the past timeline and what he did to Viviana. Like, that part was very frustrating to read about, but I see that the author was taking the point of view of women during that time, a lot of the things that they did not have freedom to do. And so you see it from perspectives of those who are married and those whose husbands gave them quote unquote freedom, and those who were unmarried. The present day time, I felt like the main character had some moments where she was acting younger than 40 years old. She seemed very young to me, which she does kind of address a little bit. So it kind of shows you her character growth too. But overall, I mean, if you like history, if you like the history of art, I think you would enjoy this book. But yeah, for the reasons that I said, there were just certain things that I just didn't like. It was kind of weird to read about the mom painting herself in the nude, essentially. This book overall was just a little miss for me. So, but it's not to say that it's a bad book. There's not really as much faith content as I was hoping for in this book. So if that's something you're kind of looking for, it's not that evident. I mean, they do talk a little bit about it in here, but to me, I wouldn't say it's as prevalent. So I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope that there was some interesting B-roll for you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in another video. Bye, guys.